But
Yeah, but the fact that your third pick is counting down to the 1 or 2 seconds, 3 seconds, sorry, when the Morphling got banned, it's kind of telling. I don't know if that was the Morphling pick again. I don't know if they wanted to run that again. Not really sure. The Doom pick seems to be the pick that people don't know what to run. It's kind of a really nice flex because he played 2 or 3 pretty easily, and he's played the same way. He's quite effective against. And I mean, there's not ever a team where you're like, I don't want a Doom here. Doom is fantastic all the time.
Especially in this meta, he just seems so good. I mean, whenever Doom is at least viable, like whenever he doesn't get crushed in lane, I feel like he's always just going to get picked just because of Doom, the ability, right? It's just so darn good.
And like, as you mentioned, in this meta, because this meta is very oriented around the carry,
a
lot of 4 protect 1s are coming out in this meta, and Doom is fantastic against them because he's doing the one hero. And that's what we saw last game, right? They identified very clearly that Cignal will try to 4 protect 1, and they played with the Legion Commander to just cancel that 1 constantly, and that Morphling had nothing. In fact, that reminded me, that team fight when they had a really good Overgrowth plus Supernova combination, the Echo Slam, but Morphling had died earlier, and GG, there was not much you could do about it. There's the Bloodseeker again.
What do you think? Would you mind seeing it again in the safe lane? I know you prefer it in the off lane, but do you think DB played well on it?
No, I think it worked out for last game. I think it was.
Do you think it was because of the Bloodseeker, or was it just? Do you think that would have worked no matter what Cignal picked, or because they just kind of played that game pretty poorly?
Oh, both are true.
Okay, both.
I think they could have picked anything, and yes, but I think the Bloodseeker carry worked. Okay. I mean, it's not like it's a bad idea to pick it.
It's a really good lane too. I mean, with either Venge or Tiny, they're both really good combos for him. So it could be an off lane, it could be a safe lane, and I'd like it either way too. But I like the bad pick as well.
Yeah, I do. The only difficulties that he has as a carry is that a lot of core-to-core matchups he loses, right? So, like, yeah, you win your lane and you dominate, but for example, if you're up against a Sven, the chance of you being able to, man fight him at all in the mid-game, probably not likely. There's a lot of mid-laners that can also make your life living hell, so that's why, as a carry, he's less seen. But
well, yeah. Doom literally makes your life a living hell, doesn't he?
Not Bloodseeker. I don't think he cares if he gets doomed too much.
See, the joke is that he's the devil.
Yeah, but he just...
And he scorches the earth around you.
Yeah, but he...
And he... No, I mean, you're right, though.
But, like, Bloodseeker doesn't care, though. I don't compute. I don't know what joke you were trying to make. I'm not Christian. Do I have to understand that?
AG, so far, the same draft for them.
The Sven ban. They actually literally know what heroes counter the Bloodseeker. So, this is a pocket strat, then, clearly. If they've banning these kind of heroes, like the PA as well from beforehand, another great hero against Bloodseeker, so is the Anti-Mage, if the Bloodseekers carry, then they know. They've played this before. They were planning as a pocket strat, and I like that better.
I don't know if there's just, like, hubris coming out from AG, or if this is just regular confidence, I guess it depends, right? Because you can assign hubris with hindsight. But, I mean, I see no reason for them to need to play a different draft from what we saw from last game. They just played so nicely, didn't they?
They did. They knew that draft very well. Yeah. I think the combination of Bloodseeker Tiny particularly is a really good one, which is why in these drafts I actually like the Tiny mid more than the Tiny in the 4 position. Though Tiny 4 is fine, but Bloodseeker with Tiny, the power spike when you Blood Rage him early, because usually Bloodseeker, I mean, last game we actually saw him go for a 1-2-4 build, so he maxed Thirst, but he actually went for Blood Rage before he maxed Blood Right. Usually uncommon to see that in an off-laner build, but with a Tiny mid, it was just so useful, right, because he used him on him first, and then as the late game progressed, he was using it on himself to add attack speed. I'm wondering if Armorgenius is going to pick a mid here. I honestly would love to see the Tiny mid and pick like a 4, for example. That's kind of strong. But Cignal has not really revealed much.
What was their 4 last time? I distinctly remember these 4 heroes for AG. I don't remember the position 4. Right? Because it felt like it was always...
Lena.
Ah, good point. No, Lena was there.
Was important. But I mean, she kind of played like a mid.
Well, without the Yules. And they didn't even need it. That's how like, against the Morphling of all heroes, right? Which is...
Morphling never got online that game.
Well, I mean, but that's telling, right? The fact you don't need Yules or a single defensive item, just straight into the Ags after the, I believe, the Aether Lens on Lena, which is, I mean, that's the dream. I can just stand all the way back here and hit him with 1,000 damage. Yes, please.
Yeah, I don't know what Armorgenius really needs in the draft, to be honest. I'm thinking about 4s, like... You can go for like a Tusk. A Tusk is okay here because you avoid a lot of the stuff, but I'm more thinking about defensive dispels.
I wouldn't mind a Tusk. Something to gank the mid laner, whether it's the Bat or the Doom.
Earth Spirit's also fun, by the way, with Bloodseeker.
I would like to see Earth Spirit better, because I think that if it's a Bat mid against the Tusk, you can just Firefly over the shards, and there goes your gank. Same thing with a Shaker 4 if you wanted to run that for some reason.
Terrible.
I agree. But whereas the Earthshaker, or the Earth Spirit rather, you can just kick them right back to your mid laner, whether that's a Tiny, whether that's your LC, whether that's your Bloodseeker, whether it's a Zeus.
Okay, so it's a Tiny 4, I want to say, and then Zeus mid. Actually, the same thing as Tiny mid, by the way, with the Bloodseeker. The interaction is very similar.
I like this. It's a good Zeus game, because now the Zeus, as I recall, just maxes the Arc Lightning,
yes,
as well as the Aura.
Yes.
And so you can just zap
through the passive, not the Aura.
Oh, thank you. Yes, the passive. Thank you. It's not an Aura anymore.
Okay, a Spectre pick, pretty smart one. Usually, again, with a core-to-core matchup, it is more with Bloodseeker often, but it's still relevant. You want to hear that can just tank, so if he ruptures you, you can just man-fight him. That's kind of the idea. Still slower on Cignal Ultra, but this is much easier to play. I don't know. I mean, after last game, I'm reticent to say anything about Cignal, because it depends on what their mental state is in this game, really, more than anything else. The drafts are relatively equal. You have an early to mid-game draft, very much like last time. Early to mid-game draft, they can run you over, yes, but if this goes late, usually you have the upper hand because you have the stronger carry and pretty good team fight. But Army Geniuses has proven that they're really good at running people over. They have pretty strong lanes yet again. The Doom can't really beat the Bloodseeker too easily, and this time you actually even have two really nice bursters with the Zeus and the Tiny. Even Spectre's gonna have trouble with them. Kind of depends a lot on how this battery does in his lane as well. If he bullies the Zeus out of the lane because he's kind of slow, or if he ends up faltering to the Zeus's better lane control. We'll see. Army Geniuses, let's see if they can take the 2 off Cignal Ultra, or if Cignal Ultra can show some recovery, can show some adaptability, and they can now slow down the game as much as they wanted to last time, and take game number 2.
Yeah, it kind of feels like a tall order after what we saw from them last game, especially late game when, I mean, it felt like they were almost there, right? They had the BKB on the Morph lane. Yes, they had ways to counter it, which is just going to be, that's just going to be a thing regardless of the Morph lane having items or not, just because that AG draft was so darn good against the Morph lane, even with that BKB. But I don't know. I agree with you, although I think we're going to need to see a really big improvement here from Cignal Ultra, which we know. We've seen this team play quite a few times before, and they can definitely bring it. Hopefully that game just being a fluke, water under the bridge for them here, and we'll get underway with game number 2 here of our series. Third best of 2 for us on the day. Well, not for us, but for you viewers here, if you've been tuning in since the first game.
Yep. Let's see how this game goes. I'm kind of excited for AG because they seem to have found their style, which is kind of nice to see. So it's nice to see it when a team kind of comes into their own, right? Because we always talk about teams adapting and improving, right? And I think it's not as important. Like, if a team is doing well, but they're doing consistently well throughout the whole tournament, it's okay. But if you see a team improving, especially during the same tournament, that shows great growth. Yep. It shows a lot of potential for the future, especially because you're an open qualifier team.
AG, nice
They
smoke.
always do this.
Yeah.
Always do this.
Jamesy he did a good job holding the hill there, and a good job there tossing UK. Do they have the damage here? Actually, Zeus refusing to level anything as of yet. There we go. Finally, Arc Lightning. Will they dive him? Nice rotation out from Grims with the Nature's Grass. Another little bit of Blood Rights coming through, which will do some damage, and UK nearly dying to the tier 1 towers. They will finally avoid the kill there. I think they needed a +1, and Wilmy may be necessary. But they always do this, and in fairness, the Batrider was holding a hill, but Jamesy just picked the wrong one there.
Well, that has been something that they've been trying to do every single match, I think, we've seen Army Geniuses. They always go for that smoke gang.
They're a real big
I think teams
fans
are
of
starting to wisen up, at least, right? Because the Batrider was staying much more defensive than usual, and we didn't see the Spectre near the bounty room. So I like this, right? Teams are starting to show their respect for Army Geniuses. They're like, all right, they have a defined play style. We can't completely ignore them, and we have to adapt to it. Because if you're the aggressive team, well, that's one of the advantages when these teams that a lot of people would consider, say, quote-unquote inferior, because they come from the open qualifiers, right? If you always propose first, if you play the game perfectly, which is, of course, really difficult, the enemy team has no answer to you. Like, there's no way they can win. That's the beauty of Dota. If you have an early game tempo, you're going to run over the enemy team. But, of course, playing that well is difficult. But Army Geniuses always goes for that risk.
I will draw a comparison to chess, because I don't necessarily disagree with you, right? But in chess, it's usually white that sets the tempo, right? Because white always moves first in chess. white sets the tempo, and it's usually up to black to react. The openings depend a lot on what white plays first, what the opening moves are, right? Very similarly to chess. And then usually from there, it's up to black to develop or to go for what's called a gambit, which is when you sacrifice a piece for positioning, right? So you're setting yourself up for the mid or the late game, which I think you can still do even against a nice and aggressive early tempo, because that's usually what shuts them down. And this is why I always like to call out players like March, like Fear, because I think that's the gambit, right? It's the Fear gambit, it's the March gambit, where you just feed on Fear, you feed on March, hopefully not 12 or 13 times like we saw yesterday, right? But a few times, so that you're getting these small exchanges, so it feels good, and it feeds that, it feeds that adrenaline and that killer instinct that a lot of these players have. But then it turns out that you put yourself into actually a really bad position for the mid and late game. So I definitely agree with you, but you always naturally have the advantage here. The best defense is a good offense, and that's especially true in Dota.
Yeah, exactly. I would argue that goes into the idea of like playing perfectly, right? Because playing perfectly also means can you predict the reaction? And if you accurately predict the reaction, you're gonna win always. However, doing that is incredibly difficult, especially with teams of this caliber. But RMG has been showing they've been doing a really good job against Cignal Ultra. So let's see. For now, I'm also interested in to see how this lane goes. Last time they had a much weaker lane with the Earthshaker. I think Doom is a much easier laner, but still Bloodseeker is very dominant in this early stage of the game. So we'll see how that works.
And even a small victory there, right? Tossing down the Blood Right in the stun to give them an extra maybe 5, 6, 7 seconds where the Devour is not used yet, as they're going to hit him again with the combo. No Thirst yet, so it's unlikely to result in a kill, but UK with some nice body blocks, at least going to get a little bit more damage in. Forcing the salve nice and early on a Doombringer, which is okay because, his healing and self-sustain gets better as he gets experience. But he needs to be here to get that experience.
Yes, he does. I don't think he'll be able to go for so many kills this time, so maybe DB plays much more on the last city. Last time we see them like running towards the enemy constantly. Oh, well, I mean,
we say that. Here he goes. I mean, this is totally fine, right? Because now he's out of regen, and now we finally have a level in Thirst. So these kills and being on lower HP is going to be so good for DB. Makes it a bit easier to CS.
We haven't actually spoken about this, but it's true that both this game and last game, actually DB, yet again, hold that thought, Van. Nice body block. This is very, very good body block. Now, one last hit from DB will guarantee the kill. First blood, yet again for the Bloodseeker.
Man, this is Earth on Hell for Doom right now.
That one I like. That was nice. That was nice. So
no, but seriously, he's not having a fun time. I mean, what do you do against that, right? Doom, he already kind of suffers from ability until he has items and a bit more points in Scorched Earth. This is just not a fun time.
So the Bloodseeker, both games actually started with really, really little regen, only a set of tangos actually, and has allowed themselves to go for like an early Wraith Band or the components of a Wraith Band essentially, plus Quelling Blade, plus extra stats, which has been a huge advantage to starting this lane well. I mean, the freedom to have to go for very little regen is quite a big one as a carry.
And Jamesy is kind of getting bullied here by the Zeus. Doesn't have a point in the Flame Break, and the auto attack range on Batrider is quite pitiful. You can see actually they're going to keep fighting top lane. He's already got more Thirst, move speed and attack speed here because of this mid laner. Oh, bot lane as well. He's going to get some Thirst from this kill potential on a bat. We do have a toss. They're going to go for it. Just harass here.
This time, at least your carry lane is going much smoother than last time. And more importantly, a Spectre is a hero that can, as opposed to a Morphling where you just kind of have to AFK farm for a while, Spectre can actually join fights even being super underfarmed and just farm heroes that way. So there's much more leniency to your plan this time as Cignal. But the mid lane is actually what I was most interested in. Because this Batrider versus Zeus matchup.
By Van, by the way, real quick.
Oh, sorry? Oh, yeah. So this Zeus versus Batrider matchup is essentially the tempo control once again, right? Much like last time with the Rubik Tiny. But this time, Jamesy is actually not doing as well in the lane itself. So I question if that mid game is going to go even worse.
Yeah.
They're even ganking him here, LYM. A lot of confidence from Army Geniuses as Mamang Daya's play.
This does leave the Spectre alone versus a bat. I think they're going to go... No, Van, again, he sees the Vengeful Spirit chasing him down and just has to leave. As they will rotate the supports over mid lane. Another salve used here for Jamesy. That's his second. But this one is actually courtesy of Eris at least, so it's not coming out of his pocket. Top lane, again, Van, he just has to back up. He can't really afford to be near two enemy heroes in that lane, at least without the Phoenix. Even with the Phoenix, it's just a tall order. But I was going to say, Jamesy, at least now with the point in Flame Break, before Mamang Daya was just hanging back. Batrider, low attack speed. This could be a kill, but Mamang Daya knows, and he's going to TP immediately back to the tier 1 tower. But Batrider couldn't cancel the clarity, so Zeus was just sitting there, zapping his ass back and forth again, and he just couldn't do anything, just eat it.
Yep. I like that this time they recognize that even if Spectre gets a decent amount of farm, it doesn't matter as much because, again, Spectre farms heroes. You want the rest of your team to actually have decent lanes rather than the Spectre itself. It's nice for Spectre to have extra farm, of course, but you want Jamesy and Doom to be the ones that are creating opportunities for Spectre to refarm. And what they're doing here that's really smart is LYM is constantly rotating to the mid lane to make sure Zeus has a bit more leeway. And yeah, sure, Spectre's alone, who cares? Legion is still winning this lane no matter what, so it's a huge win. I mean, I'm always very impressed with Army James' early game. They actually play a really solid early game.
Look at this, even fighting not quite well, but Jamesy's rotated over, so they may be willing to fight. Good Icarus dive, slowing them onto 2 here. Jamesy's got only a few stacks here, the sticky napalm, and there must be fighting elsewhere because there's a lot of thirst movement speed here for DB, allowing him to escape very, very easily. Venge wasting plenty of time, however, will still fall as Lim now rotating over to Van. We still have a toss up into the air, down, right to the blood right. DB is going to be easily able to catch up to him, even with the 2 stacks of the napalm, as Jamesy continuing to fight. DB tries to turn around there for a second, realized it took him 3 seconds to turn around, and turns around again because he doesn't want to deal with that.
Yeah, the one hit for good measure, like, get out of here and stay out!
Stay out is always my favorite.
It's, yeah, I mean, he still got the kill on the Doom, right? You only got a kill on the support anyway, and Battle had to rotate for this. Now you might even finish off a Reese. Ooh, caught in the middle of Icarus dive. It's not a blink, Phoenix. You have to actually fly.
It's not a blink, and it's not going to save him either way because he can't cancel it, so he's going to come back anyway, is the problem.
That's what I mean, though. Like, I think he was trying to avoid the circle. That's my point. Sorry.
And this is maybe a kill on Van even. Oh, goodness.
Yes. I mean, this Bloodseeker, dude. Absolutely amazing. You asked me if the Bloodseeker carry is good, if I was convinced. I mean, is this proof enough?
It's like we saw Van do the same thing. He's just always too confident in his abilities as an offlaner, or maybe in the hero himself, maybe thinking, oh, I've got a good matchup. It's a melee hero. It's only a Bloodseeker. But no, man. This is the exact same combo. It's the same thing from last game. He just, you know, he's trying to find the line that good offlaners need to play. You know, I always go back to that universe line. But he's just... This game, he's just overstepping it way too much.
This game is more of a Moon Meander line.
Yeah,
It's at least 3 to 4 deaths in the early. That's how you get the good start.
There we go, boys. We have him right where we want him. Says Moon Meander as he gives, what's it called, a killing spree to the enemy safe lane. Are you kidding?
I joke. He's improved a lot since then. And also his mid-game makes up for it. Most of the time. UK. Oh, wait, the help of the Zeus. Thunder God's Wrath, really useful. Jamesy, where you going, buddy? You think you're too confident. Oh my goodness, another failed attempt by Cignal, and AG is controlling this game. Like, literally, Cignal is eating out of the palm of their hand. They're playing exactly what AG wants them to play.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's even if you kill the Venge, she's like, all right, that's cool, I'm Avenged, I'm still here. Like, it's so greedy. They're going to be able to force the rotation as well. I think Van shows up to the lane, immediately gets ruptured and goes, well, I guess good thing I walked here because I'm going to need a TP out. Rotations, though. We do have a lasso against DB. He is full HP, but they could potentially try for it here. Good flame break will push him back just into range with the blood right. Is going to catch actually Eris here, as he did actually have to Icarus dive in. Look how fast he is. Look at this movement speed. See you later, son.
Why did Icarus dive before? Oh, right, because Icarus dived in. Sorry. That's a really useful way to escape, of course, right? When you max the thirst, you actually get a lot more extra HP. You put blood right preemptively, and if they walk towards you, well, you just walk away. I mean, it's really difficult to kill a Bloodseeker. That's why he's such a great offlaner. But in this case, it functions even better. And the Zeus, by the way, has now taken completely over the lane. Still going for the building mention. LYM could be in trouble. There's a purge. It just grasps as well. Some help from the Vengeful Spirit, but careful. Mamang Daya is coming to join you. Yeah. And LYM is quite tanky. Mamang Daya only level 1 Lightning Bolt, but that Arc Lightning hurts a lot.
It does. It's maxed as that's the build here. DB was
DB's
searching
too
for
fast.
In the tree.
He actually can't juke because he's too fast.
That's where Rio feels bad. We're gonna miss the kill onto Van there, unfortunately. Good job by Eris. There you go. Abuse that terrain. There you go, buddy.
He does rupture though.
Yeah, it's not gonna save him. Oh, it will if he breaks sufficient.
He's too fast and he's struggling in the trees. Yeah, I know what that feels like.
Spectre's farming his stack. She's like, quick, hurry up! You have to give me living armor before I get thirsted. Because if you get thirsted, we have the Thunder God's Wrath in 10 seconds. There's the thirst. Okay, so now they know she's really low, but she must be.
She's not in range.
She must be calculated. But Thunder God's Wrath?
No, because 25% magic resistance. So 300 damage.
Yes.
Yeah, she's close, very close though. If she farms the stack, there's the living armor. Thank God. I was thinking the same thing.
It's making me nervous though, Avo. Right? It's making me nervous that it's even a potential thing. Yeah, there's the kill.
Now she's like, oh, thank God that wasn't me.
Yeah, but now DB is, there he goes again, onto Van. Van looking to TP out, but here's the thirst attack speed. The blood right, oh my God, look at that Bugatti. 735 max movement speed there for a second.
Bloodseeker is quite literally the definition of here we go killing again. Like this is the hero that does it. Okay, he just gets a bunch of movement speed, and all of a sudden he's running at you. Again, there's something that I like about Armored Genius is that, as opposed to most every other team, they don't swap lanes once the laning phase breaks. They actually keep the carry up top, which makes it more difficult for Spectre to rotate. They put a lot of pressure in this lane. It's very nice.
Avo, I feel like a broken record. I might have to interrupt myself here as Van is going to take another death. This is just like...
What is Van doing?
It's so hard. He's going for the bounty rune there, but it's just so,
level 3
so
or level
difficult.
4 now?
He's level 4, but only because of the minute 10 bounty. But my goodness,
shrines,
he's...
Outpost.
Oh, well, XP bounty, yeah, sorry. Yes. And my goodness, it just feels so bad for him. He TPs away, and then he just, hello, Bloodseeker is just waiting for him immediately. It's just such a bad game out from Doom here. This game just pretty hard to watch because now there's no space created. And again, I feel like a broken record because it's, the off lane is failing again to the exact same combo. We have the mid laner wanting to go first item Boots of Travel despite it being already extremely late. But what's the alternative here on Batrider, right? Like,
Blink.
But...
Because you have to make things happen.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, that Boots, I guess, is better because you can cut lanes. Maybe that's the idea. Abad's been forced. Look at this, because Bloodseeker's still top. Abad can't go to the safest place in the world, which is the top lane with the triangle, and instead he's forced to go mid to farm. This is how you play the space.
Good reaction by Abad, though. He realizes, yikes, I'm going to need to fight early. Blade Mail, good.
I mean, no, they're at least it's only Vaughn, really, that's the problem right now. Everyone else's Signal's doing kind of okay.
Sure, okay. Yeah, you're right.
It's not even Vaughn's fault. It's just that he's in a really terrible.
You know, Jamesy's not really having that fun of a game, but that's because the draft was against him, right? They did get a good matchup against him, so I think he can't really be blamed too much for that.
Yep.
So that's a very fair point. That's a very fair point, Avo. Thank you for pointing that out.
I mean, yeah, I'm just trying to.
No,
I want to give Chris.
You're totally right. You're totally right. But the toss back to actually the ancient stag will force him back. Nearly dying. There's the Thunder God's Wrath to pick him off. Waiting for the duel victory. Just one hit. Thank you very much. And Van. Oh, hello. Dead again.
And now it's time for Jamesy. Jamesy has to run away from the Blood Rite. Yes, I don't think DB can chase after him any further. I like that he builds Javelin first, as always, adding some damage to the Bloodseeker. This time, though, he didn't go for any points of Blood Rage.
It's cute that you think he's not going to chase him any further, but I think he's still going to consider going for it. He respects the lasso. He respects the lasso, though, is the thing, which is wise.
Yeah, exactly.
They do have 2 saves for lasso, though, which really sucks this game, right? Not only the press the attack, but also swap. Because if you instantly move too far away from the Batrider, then the lasso breaks, obviously. Or else you'd be seeing, like, blink refresher builds and pulling them across the map, which would be really funny, admittedly, but too OP.
How would that work? I don't understand.
Well, because if you could blink, because then you would just walk up to someone, lasso them,
and then you
blink away,
and refresh,
and then blink 4 staff, refresh, blink, lasso them again. You know, it would just be dumb. But
like this lasso, for example, where he's like, all right, Venge can cancel my lasso, I'm gonna cancel Venge then.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
It's the right answer. But Bloodseeker's still farming, so is the Zeus, and this time your mid laner, by the way, is I would say, like Tiny's a much bigger power spike. I would say than Zeus, especially when you get Blink Dagger, his damage is ridiculous. But Zeus transitions to late much easier and much better. Yeah. There's no awkward moment for Zeus. He's constantly just improving and improving. And his power spike around 30 minutes in is really powerful.
So long as he's getting farm, and this game he is, ladies and gentlemen, 4-0-3, 115 CS. Like, he is feeling pretty good. Compared here to Jamesy, just looking at CS alone, not even kills, as he's looking for a kill at the very least. But he's going to get stunned up, ruptured as well. We have 2 swap charges if we need them, but we won't. Look at the rotations from AG. All 5 members. I think Womi's more like, duel? He's probably pinging it, right? We're like, no, we're killing him, dude.
Like, calm down, dude. You already got your 1 duel against Triple.
Look how eager he is. He blinks in to kill the tower. I love it. Womi's having a fun time. He's having a fun time for sure.
All of AG seem to be having a fun time constantly, right? Remember their game yesterday?
Yeah.
Where they were also having like a little banter at the beginning of the game. They seem to just enjoy being here, which it makes me want to root for them, not gonna lie.
I totally agree. I totally agree. It's not always you see an open qualifier team. I mean, they always appreciate and love the experience because a lot of the times teams are a little bit sometimes elitist, right, to say the least. Oh no, we don't want to scrim with you guys, right? And now that you have no choice, and even if we're beating them.
I guess you don't need to use it against LYM. He's getting a lot of space though. They almost killed Jamesy, Bloodseeker. Thanks to the Thunder God's Wrath, the duel. There's the duel you're looking for, Wami, and they're gonna kill the Bat Rider.
Where's DB going? He's getting
Zeus
tired.
just DB is being confused. He's a bit
What
too
is he,
fast.
DB?
He destroyed the egg in a matter of seconds. The overgrowth hits nobody. DB is just walking around. They doom Mamangyaya, but Wami gets the kill. And Grims also falls to the Bloodseeker while Wami is trying to finish off Van. The Bloodseeker just ruptured the Spectre as well. Spectre got UK, and there's 2 fights going simultaneous. The first one goes for AG, and the second one seems like it's also going their way as DB is trying to force Abad to move. DB, he's just trying to get Abad to move and use the rupture, but for now it's gonna be Wami. They need one last hit. They get it. There's the Blood Rider to stop the Bat Rider from coming in, but Wami again burned to hell. But wait, Wami, he's just man fighting James. He has way too much healing. He's actually healing fully.
Oh, wow.
He's trying to go around him in circles, and he's forced to use the lasso towards the end.
DB's gonna go back in. This mad.
Oh, but Aris is waiting for him though. This was planned.
Oh, he's
DB,
gonna die.
you bit off more than you could chew.
Nice juice.
Now you're in the wolf's mouth. Guess the Sunray. Guess the Sunray. No. They have to curse dive. Hit him with one spirit and he's dead. The flame break will do the trick. And the Bloodseeker will fall. Aris, though, will be the counter kill here. What did we just witness? SeekNStrike.
I don't know. DB was like, all right, I'm going to give you guys a 10-second handicap. I'm going to count to 10, and then I'm going to chase you. That's like when you're playing with your older sibling. You're playing like tag with your older sibling. I'm going to give you a 10-second head start, but it doesn't matter. Your older sibling's 10 years older than you. He's going to catch you in 3 seconds, as they caught Van there. And it's just been a terrible time here for our Doom.
I'm just telling you, man, it's just that Bloodseeker's hard to control when he's so fast. Like, you don't know where you're going.
Yeah, you can't even control
You misclick
himself.
anywhere. It's just difficult.
Can't control his own Bugatti. Great jump there with the ward. They're going to be
Smells
digging it. Oh, jeez. AG, they're having a fun time. But yeah, back to my previous point. We're having a fun time. AG's having a fun time. But AG, most importantly, I think they're going to be having fun in this match for sure, as they're up 28k already, 16 minutes in, which is a nice lead here for them. But I think against the other matches, they're going to be playing really seriously. Because again, some of the teams, they don't always want to scrim against some of the lower tier teams. As Jamesy, Magic Missile chases them uphill, and there we go, Thunder God's Wrath to secure it there. No duel available, so Womi's not going to be pinging like crazy, as a Bat is free to TP out. Nothing to cancel the TP there.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
In the middle lane, he actually is going for the boot to travel this time. Mangdaya copying a bit from Jamesy, but then the Zeus works much better because you have much more map to actually TP to.
Yeah, and you can actually, you know, TP somewhere and one of your teammates is strong enough to actually get a kill, right? Yeah, it really works out nicely. I mean, Boots of Travel is so nice when you're up ahead, right? That's why the Rubiks and the Bat mids like to buy them. Because generally, when you get that pick off, you should be playing from ahead. So it's always really useful to be TPing around and, you know, playing with your big power spike early on, right? But when a Zeus goes for it, you know he's having a really fun time.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Boots of Travel is I actually like a lot. I think a lot of the caster mid laners, you know, like Lina, Zeus, Zyori, no.
OD Pixel.
Sorry, I had to say that. All the magic
humor.
damage user mids, they're really good at pushing lanes, right? Usually have really good lane clear, so I like the Boots of Travel build on most of them, to be honest. I think Zeus is one of them. But I like that he's now going for the Aghanims, though, which is a necessity in this game for sure. Especially because you can combine the Aghs with Blood Rage. I don't think Blood Rage has that limit over the global thing anymore, as it used to have. UK, because it used to actually only do half damage at a certain range, but I think they removed that with the newest change to the Bloodseeker. I want to say, but I'm kind of doubting it myself.
Womi and UK, there are a lot of enemy heroes here with the additional Spectre. They are having a Shadow Blade already. Shadow Blade Blink Dagger on our LC, as they will, I think, scout 2. And they're going to know they're out in the trees all hiding, but they're unwilling to make the jump there. Or are they? This could be bad for them. I think they're wisely making the decision to back off. They know that they're in a really good position, but it's their game to throw, and you can throw so easily early.
Exactly. I mean, this time Cignal also has a much easier way. Like your win condition is not as simple like Morphling. Spectre is much safer in that sense. Because when Morphling goes Morph Shaker, he's very much a glass cannon, and we saw that last game. Whereas Spectre's a very tanky carry. So it's harder to make the mistake of putting the Spectre in a bad position. And Doom, even just by the Devours, actually, I was going to say he's recovering, but that's a lie. He's actually one net worth. worth. I don't know what I was talking about.
Yeah, he is.
It seems like Phoenix is taking over the free roll.
He's nearly getting out-farmed by the Vengeful Spirit position 5 even. His Dream Protector has more farm than him. His laning partner has more farm than... I mean, there's a duel as well top lane. The Spectral Haunt, they're going to try and fight this. Actually, they could turn. Now with the lasso, giving her, you know, spinning her right round like a record, baby. But DB now giving a bit of the rupture to James. He's got absolutely nowhere to go. He's going to take down there to the rupture, as they're not going to be able to catch anyone else for now.
Yeah, maybe you could have considered TPing immediately once you got, you know, like going down to the low ground, TPing once you got ruptures and all that. But I think that was a really difficult play. Killing Legion Commander is still kind of worth it, and I love when they spin around, right? Sticking Napalm reducing your turn rate, so that means that obviously you can spin around them and they can't really hit you, especially if they're melee. Manta's almost done in a bot though, not bad. Almost done. 1,000 gold away from the Manta, more or less. Not bad.
I like the Manta. The Manta's really good this game, obviously.
Against everything, really, honestly. Dispels a bunch of stuff. Actually can give you 1 extra second against the duel. In fact, Legions might not want to duel you when you Manta in front of her, because you deal so much damage with it. It's great burst. Ready though.
Yeah, he's
trouble
dead.
again. They have toss. Oh, they don't have
No,
a
they
second
don't
toss,
have
sorry.
but they
have the
Mangaya.
tree. I forgot that he has 8 for
Oh,
lanes.
meantime,
So.
and the clumsy net onto the UK. Good swap, actually, to avoid the sunray damage, and they're baiting him. Lim's like, yeah, I dare you. You better run from me, Ares.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
No, yeah, the
Alright,
UK
there's
always
Nimbus.
runs away.
There's Nimbus, though. Lim running at him, tossing the tree, has the added toss, and goodbye.
I actually didn't see him because he was behind the tree, so he tossed the tree to check where he was, and it hit like there. He's like, oh, I guess he's there then. The Bloodseeker's going for Manta himself this game though, because
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
not bad actually.
I didn't know you were talking about a bat previously. That's why when we were like duel in front of the Legion, I was like, what? Are you sure that the Bloodseeker's
Yeah.
on the team with the Legion? No, but yeah, I mean, it's a good Manta game for both of them, to be honest.
Yep, lots of things to dispel for both of them. Though on Spectre there's a natural synergy, on Bloodseeker not so much. This kind of reminds me of when I saw Miracle play the Bloodseeker in the carry position, because he started playing Bloodseeker as he plays every hero by Radiant's Montauk to Core. So it was interesting. Not Miracle, by the way, Miracle, the Singaporean team.
Oh,
Okay,
nice
the
jump
duel.
there.
James Z, I don't know if this is enough damage even with a Nimbus. Oh, actually, never mind. Nimbus is ridiculous with a duel.
Radiant's
Yeah,
top
it's some
tower
pretty
is
good
under
damage.
attack.
Unwilling to share any of that was Van for some reason. I think if he even eats one, he's still going to live there, and he's going to prevent now what is 20 additional damage on Whelmy. A small misplay, you know, but it's whatever. I think at this point, I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference, but, you know, sharing is caring. Share some of the damage with your teammates, right?
Yeah, and now Zeus has finally gotten him-like in terms of kill streak, so I think he hasn't died a single time this game. No, just once in the early.
Radiant's
And
bottom
It'd be
tower
really
is
funny
under
if instead
attack.
for Zeus, whenever he was godlike or beyond godlike, it's just that he was like human-like or something. You know? Human-like.
Because humans are true murderers, right? That's
Oh,
the
I-
whole statement there.
not in Greek mythology. That is not true.
No, that's very true.
Everyone's a murderer in Greek mythology. Is the thing.
And much worse things than murder as well, which if you could believe.
Radiant's
Well, the thing is
top
in Greek
under
mythology, like a lot of the times, like how their tragedies start is, oh, this guy, the oracle said the baby was gonna overthrow the kingdom, so they don't kill the baby because that's bad. They just leave him out in the middle of nowhere, you know.
Yeah, and then it's the gods who decide his fate.
gods
right? And they
decide
always
his fate.
decide that he comes back and massacres the town.
It's true.
For some reason.
It's true.
Anyway,
Yeah.
in this game, I don't see that as much dominate. I think Cignal actually has a better chance than last time. We haven't seen still
Really?
one of the team fights. Because Spectre's still pretty farm. I think they can still bring this back with a nice little haunt, honestly.
Radiant's middle tower
Look at this. This is the initiation they're looking for. Grim just needs to get the overgrowth.
Nope. Nope. Instead,
I
the
take it back.
lasso
They have
now,
no
it's going to be
chance.
dragging onto Womi. Good fight, though, as they will actually buy back now on our Phoenix. Muted up, and Doomed
Good
is our
duel.
LC. She will die, but down goes already our Bat Rider. UK going to go melt next there to the Sunray as Lim looking for some damage, but a Bat has been completely ignored.
That's
Now
good
we have the
Supernova.
Supernova down, and they can't fight this anymore, Avo. DB is still low on HP. They need to back off. Good force step, but it's not going to actually save him from the damage. Ares securing 2 kills there with the buyback. Very nice job, but I don't know if they're done. DB's got a lot of HP here. Healed back to full. Thank you, 3 melee
Nope.
creep. A Bat solo. They have the thirst movement speed as well. 651 versus 435. DZ. They're going to get distracted and take the courier as a sacrifice instead.
Try harder.
Well.
I mean, okay, fair enough. They do still have really good... they do have really, really great team fight, right? Again, like we said earlier, strong team fight can always bring you back in Dota.
That's why, similar with last game. Right? This time, again, you have a much easier carry to play. I think Abad showed his strength fight. If it was Morphling, we'd have been dead that matchup. But there's something about the Spectre that, you know, the natural tankiness, it's not as hard to play in these kind of desperate situations as well. So It works for you. Grims, though, he's going to be caught out by the Legion Commander. Simple duel. Can they follow this with the Nimbus? Yes, they can. Battery comes in to tank the Nimbus. Unfortunately, Battery just comes in to commit suicide at this point.
Yeah.
And missing a blood right, but in comes you. There's a swap. Oh,
Yeah,
Jamesy. Oh, no, the swap of death.
ZB just walking on over. I dare you. Walk a little bit more. See what happens, you know.
That swap with the Bloodseeker combo is, I mean, it's a meme, honestly, but it's working nicely.
It's really good. Yeah, I remember when I learned the hard way when I tried to save my ally who was ruptured and ended up killing him and getting reported. That it's a really good combo. Yeah, anytime, my friend, anytime. That's why
they have a lot of forced movement. It's just not the swap, right? Also the toss. So they have a lot of ways to take advantage.
A force staff on Lim who is chasing down a back currently in the trees. He's got the team rotating on through as Van trying to do whatever he can. Doesn't have the Doom, buying a little bit of space, but look at the swap distance. Van quite fast though, fast as hell you might even say, at 437 move speed.
Jeez, stop with all the devil puns.
I'm just so devilish when it comes to my humor.
It's we're a clean cast, friend. You can't say that word, even if Doom and Lion say it in the game.
That is true. That is true.
Very respectful to our younger audiences, Richie. I mean, SeekNStrike.
Thank you.
What is even your name?
They're going to smoke. They're going right back. This is fantastic. If they can catch a bat, there's going to be the press of the attack into the duel. Lots of damage. Sunray to trying to heal him up, but it's not going to make a difference. No, it's Silver Edge even there. Lim actually clipping himself on the RTG spot. DB now running in at the speed of sound. 795 move speed here, running after Van, as they will be now chasing the Train Protector. Boots of Traveling even closer here from Among Daya to actually get that kill, as DB eventually is going to give up the chase onto Van.
Maybe they don't have any chances, though. I haven't really seen a teamfight work a single time. I'm starting to wonder if it's an error by Cignal, or it's just that AG's draft is so mobile and has so many contingency plans, sorry, that it's difficult for you to have a consistent team fight.
Easy to execute, right?
Yeah, I just don't know, like, because we haven't seen a good team fight in, well, we did see one in last game, but this game certainly not a single one. And I don't know if Cignal is just done with the Bloodseeker and they're just done with this game, or is it because particularly it's really too hard to catch the Bloodseeker. I don't know. It could be the latter. Maybe I'm underestimating how powerful this lineup is.
I think it's I think it just kind of comes down to ease of execution, right? I mean, you look at AG, it's like you have so many ways of making someone just stand in one place and you can just click on him, right? Duel being fantastic at that. You got a nice long chain stun from Lim. You can follow that up with the Venge. Even just a Rupture, right? It's just like so many things, just point and click, right? And then they immediately just have to kind of stop and play your game. Whereas with the team fight, it's more difficult.
I mean, I agree with that sentiment, right? But if you're picking Phoenix Train Protector as your first two picks, you clearly have practiced this combo a lot of times before, right? So that's why I'm questioning it. I don't know. I haven't seen it a single time in this game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's happening with Cignal. It's hard to... I get that this game is hard to play, but you're not playing your game at all. You're kind of letting them run you down, and you haven't been able to do anything.
There's some big significant items as well. We actually have a full Silver Edge, nice swap for Grims. He's going to use the Overgrowth for some reason. I am not sure why, to be honest. I think that's a bad idea.
Without it.
Yep. And now Among Daya is beyond a human-like, 11-1 and 19.
Wow. What do you do? Seriously, as a Cignal? What are you waiting for? Because with plays like those as well, losing your Train Protector that way.
Yeah.
He was doing a really good job last game of cutting the lane, but you kind of need him to be fighting.
I mean, yeah. I think it's just bigger than him dying and not pushing the waves. It's also using the ulti poorly.
I agree. Yeah, that's true.
Because it's a really big, like you said, if you play Phoenix Train Protector, like that's your bread and butter, right? That's how you win a lot of these team fights. That's how you won the last team fight. As Lim, starting it off.
Supernova's getting destroyed.
Yeah, oh wow.
Well, the Thunder God's Wrath, they do catch the Bloodseeker though. He does the Aegis, so it's not really much of a problem. And actually, Duel the Black Rider killing him off while me still surviving. Abad chasing after him, gets the kill, but in exchange for his own life as Van. It's just an extra. He's a +1 at this point.
Yeah, that can't be good at all. I think that's
that might be game.
maybe time to call it, I think, here at this point. 28 minutes in. They're just going to push up high ground here and probably force it. But, yeah, it's not going to be a fun hold here. I mean, it was a good effort there, but again, without the Overgrowth, the Supernova is just undefended, and everyone else just dies.
Okay, let's see if they can manage to push some Rex now. I wonder. I mean, they can only push one realistically, right?
Yeah, well,
Because they haven't taken anything else yet.
Yeah, not a big creep wave there at bot lane as DB is going to dodge the Meteor Hammer and the Sunray. Lim takes about a year to actually swing down on the barracks. When he does, it is dead.
Yeah, he only needs one swoop, to be honest.
DB, please don't die to Ancients.
I mean, he has Aegis, so it's okay.
Yeah, but to Ancients,
Yeah, I guess it's 2 minutes.
you know,
I was gonna say
we have a
just
long
use the Aegis to
time.
recover, but
Yeah. There you go. Look at, I mean, look at this. This is much easier for him. That'd be such a troll move, just dying to Aegis.
I mean, he did drop all of his items in the fountain.
Yeah, but that's when after the GG, you know. It's another thing when you just deny the Aegis, right?
That's true.
Unless you're TI and your name is who denied Aegis? KYXY. I think Bulba did it once.
And the famous one,
For sure.
it was Quap as well at this point.
Well, they're going to be actually wrapping around. They've actually cut off. Okay, there we go. The TP out away from Spectre. She's going to TP bottom to try and continue farming. She does have 2 items here. Well, 3 really. It would be mean to not count the Blade Mail. So 3 items for her, as well as the Essence Ring gives her a lot of survivability. But there's just so much damage. I mean, there's no shortage of damage. And with the break, I mean, it's just so difficult here. But the ultis are at least recovering then for Cignal Ultra. So our Doombringer as well has recovered. He finally has more farm than both of his supports, and at least the Vengeful Spirit, but he is being out-farmed by the tiny position 4. I was talking about him, and then he died.
Oh, James is on the similar position. He's going to die to the Nimbus alone, and plus the Vengeful Spirit. Wait, DB's here. Oh, you swapped a bit too early. It's okay. They're going to kill him so easily. 27k lead. I mean, you're actually getting close to 1k a minute. I'm 30 minutes in, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, especially because, I mean, you take a look at, you know, here F6, look at your team net worth graph. Looks like a pretty nice math function, you know, that accelerates over time. And I think as math does, it is going to continue moving in that direction as Womi finds the duel onto our Treant Protector outside of the tier 3 tower, just getting murdered. See what Dota Plus thinks. Dota Plus, you think there's a chance? Nope. 100% win rate chance here for AG.
100%.
Yep. Normally Dota Plus thinks, 98, you know.
Yeah, but I think it's such crap though. Sometimes they'll go 100 and they'll be like, actually it's 50% for the other team as the other team starts to win. I'm like, yeah, of course y'all was going to be right. Like, what kind of statistician is like that, you know? Terrible. Though the best economists do say that good economists don't predict, right? So maybe that's what Dota Plus is saying.
Do you care to elaborate?
No. Take the tower down bottom. It wasn't him, by the way, who said it, but
I know,
anyway,
I know.
Tier 3 down bottom is going to fall.
They're gonna
and
smoke.
does it seem like Cignal cares? Because they can't really initiate here.
One last team fight for the boys.
Okay, they do have Supernova and Overgrowth ready. Let's go. Let's go. This is the team fight. Well, Jamesy did not succeed early, but Jamesy is not needed. You can still have the Supernova Overgrowth combo. Jamesy just dies there. There's a swap with the Doom. You don't need the Doom either. Just the Supernova, Overgrowth. There you go. Supernova. Where's the Overgrowth?
Nice.
They did it, but Bloodseeker has BKB, so it doesn't matter. However, the Doom does stop the Legion Commander, and she's dead. And Abad finally joined in. DB actually unable to beat her.
There's 2 dead.
DB's forced to back out. This actually could be a really good fight. LYM giving him some more space. Erase trying to build MYM. Mamang Daya also trying to deal some extra damage here while keeping his distance, as DB does the same. He heals back slightly, and Cignal finally do pretty decently in the team fight.
I don't
They
know if
can't
it's over
take
yet,
this.
though. I don't know if it's over yet. They
They have Diffusal Blade for LYM. They're going to stop him. There's the Nimbus, though. Abad stuck a bit. There's the buyback as well from Vengeful Spirit. And I think Bloodseeker's looking to counter-initiate.
They are. Bloodseeker doesn't have... Oh, it does have the vision there, but is, actually, it's going to be a bit late. They probably saw him TPing away. Phoenix with the Icarus dive, and good job. Good chase for Cignal. Really good chase.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. That's exactly what I'm expecting, sorry.
Oh, Doom on the tower. Van getting tossed back onto the enemies. Tier 4 tower's doing some serious damage to Lim, though. He's going to die. And yet again, we need to back up for AG here. It's going to be the call. DB full HP, but unwilling to fight. That's not a dieback here for UK. And we still have a few ultis to use, but we still actually have a lasso Spectre online, like you said. No Doom, but that's going to be Mamang Daya dead. Nice done.
No, you're no longer God. So much for immortality, as Zeus said. Huh. But taking a really important kill there, honestly, on the Zeus. And I mean, that goes to Jamesy, which is not ideal. I wish they would have given it to Abad, but whatever. Jamesy at least recovers a bit with that godlike streak.
Yep.
He's close to getting the BKB.
It's a bit early for Roche. Maybe up in 30 seconds. We'll have to wait.
And the late should still favor the Spectre ever so slightly. Here we saw the weakness of the Bloodseeker, of course, which is that last time with the Scotty, you could man-fight the Morphling quite reliably because of how strong it is against the hero. But against the Spectre, the real counter is Silver Edge, and as Bloodseeker, you don't really want to build that because It actually
Alright.
sucks on you. It gives you extra attack speed, which you don't need. It gives you the Echo Saber active, which you especially don't need, you know? The invisibility is nice, though.
Oh, great Dota Plus. Yeah, time to shake the Magic 8 Ball.
Yeah, what is it saying now?
Does Cignal Ultra have a chance?
Ah, right. Look at this Dota Plus.
What's the Magic 8 Ball saying, you know? Possibly. Quite possibly.
Right.
A slim chance, right? It's always something just very generic and vague.
Yeah, that's what
Did,
Dota Plus
did you ever have a Magic 8 Ball?
Dire's top tower
No, because in
has
Spain we
fallen.
didn't have them.
Oh, you guys play? Do you guys play billiards instead?
No, we have Magic Paella. So you would like when you would make the rice would spell out different things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the shrimp. You would use the shrimp to spell out different things.
We would obviously do the same thing in my Mexican household. We would put some lard, some manteca on a tortilla, right?
Yes. I can
And
see
then
that.
we would flip it and we would go tortilla. ¿Qué decías? And then depending on what side it would go land on. That's a good joke. I gotta use that one for an essay cast. I'll probably do a lot better.
Well, because people don't know that Mexicans eat tortillas. Everyone knows that, mate.
Yeah,
Their
but
soups
my-
have tortillas, Richie. Okay? Everything in Mexico
there is a
tortilla.
Mexican, like a Tex-Mex soup called tortilla soup.
No, there is even in Mexico. They actually give you, at least when I went, they always give me soup like with tortillas, like as a side, you know?
Well, it's great because you ask for the lime and the salt. Oh, it's so delicious.
Exactly.
And you roll it up.
Everything is just a taco if you look
Mate,
at
I
different-
miss Mexican food. Anyway, let's talk about the game a little bit, right? Because Cignal, great fight for them.
Yeah, they
Doom
can
recovering a bit. Jamesy as well. But the problem is we still have DB, who is incredibly rich. A big reluctance for him to actually fight there, though, Avo, I would say. Like, full HP, basically full mana, but even... I mean, now he's got the Scotty, so he's a bit tankier, but he just didn't feel quite ready to commit to that. Maybe he doesn't want to lose the godlike spree, but like, again, letting a Spectre into the game, back into the game, rather, is a scary proposition.
I just Spectre is a really good core-to-core match against Bloodseeker because you can't really stop her, right? Because she doesn't really care about your Rupture as much. She actually went for a Blade Mill, which is great for fighting head-on. And her choice to go for the Visual Blade Manta is also really annoying on a Bloodseeker because actually Bloodseeker tends to have, I mean, now with Scotty's getting a bit different. But usually Bloodseekers have a bit of mana problems, even played in the offlane, because how much you spam that Blood Rite, how much you spam essentially your Blood Rage as well, and that ends up adding up. But with Diffusal Blade, it's even worse for a Bloodseeker, especially when you don't have Yule Scepter or anything to give you that mana. Maybe with Scotty this thing changes, I don't know. I think Basher is what this Bloodseeker needs to actually beat this one. As it stands right now, I don't think you can beat her 1v1. It's up to your team to do something more for a bot. Also, Zeus against Spectre is not the greatest, because you have a very limited amount of damage and Spectre just tanks it. You also have a pipe on Van, which helps.
Which is a big item for him.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's been
it's-
struggling this whole game.
and it's
I
one
mean,
of
he's not a
his-
support any longer. He's actually beating the Bat Rider, so
Yeah.
I don't know if that's good for Van or really bad for Jamesy.
Well, that's the thing with Doom, right? You give him time and creeps to eat, and eventually he will conjure up the farm. As there's going to be now Lim in some trouble, hitting him with the lasso. Very effective smoke gang. Can they counter initiate? They're making an effort here with the Lotus Orb. Tiny is super tanky. James popping the BKB as out comes the Haunt. Now, who's he looking for? UK, who's going to be completely isolated. Great job here isolating both supports. That's going to be eventually two kills, rather, as over to DB goes now a bat. And there's the Refresher Orb, though, from Among Dia. Great damage, actually. They will actually get the Supernova off. Muted as well will be our poor Legion Commander. Can they get this egg? No, they can't. There's actually an eggs on that one as well, which maybe they were underestimating, giving them a few extra hits of damage. Oh,
that
goodness.
actually worked wonders. Yeah.
Dire's middle
Is this a
tower
win?
is
Is this potentially a win for Cignal?
Yeah, that is a win. I mean,
I-
at least this team fight is a win, right? We still have to see what this means to them. But Spectre's online. Your combo is working finally. You're actually starting to play coordinated in these team fights much more. Again, no offense to what you were doing earlier.
Yeah, no, it's just that's a fact.
Radiant's
Yeah.
middle tower
I mean, they were
is
losing
the
the
spirits.
They were losing the team fights before, now they're winning them. Although they might have stuck around a little bit too long. Brims, again, his tendency
Wild.
to use the ultimates are interesting. It does buy them a little bit more time to do rogue,
Oh,
but
actually
not long
Roche.
enough.
All these crazy people. This might lose the game. I don't know.
But it
Doom?
might
There's no
just
Doom on
work.
it. The Rupture, using the toss to add some damage to Van, but Van is tanking it quite nicely.
Yeah, they can't finish Roche either.
Okay, the Blood Rite though, annoying them. Hopefully, around the choke point. Get the 5% dispersion though on Spectre. She already reset level 25 as
Yeah.
Bloodseeker is a bit faster. Who's going to go for the Roche is the real question. They don't have Supernova any longer. They're lacking their teamfight ultimates. They don't even have Han.
found
But Spectre mitigating the damage
Need the
mono
break.
style, but she's stuck. Abad is going to be dueled.
Great heals.
Here's the Bat Rider Lasso to help him out, and they might actually win the duel. Extra damage for Abad. Now fighting DP. I don't think he can win this. Unfortunately, he's out for the count for 100 seconds. He
buys
buys
back.
back immediately. No Han to join the teamfight again. That Lasso was crucial, though, as they try to go in a second time. Legion Commander is still dead. Bloodseeker alive. That Spectre is joining a second time, so they have to retreat.
It's still a 5v4 though here, Avo. The cooldowns are still going to be really, really long. Supernova back in 10 seconds, so I think everyone's just going to back away from Roshan for now. But 2 buybacks are committed for AG as well. Let's not be mistaken. That was potentially dangerous for them here too. I mean, you're still against a Spectre who's level 25. She, sure, is not the greatest at dealing towers, but eventually when you know, get a few items and you reach level 25, you were going to do better than most.
Yeah, I mean, level 25 Spectre is really good for your passive. Man, what are you doing, you madman? The lasso, they don't have lasso either. The batter is actually Gamesy just trying to create space by committing suicide. Here's the Hunt though, onto the Zeus. Can they kill Mamangdaya? They're trying their best, all chasing after him. UK giving them some space. A bot ends up settling for UK, but yes, they catch it to Mamangdaya with the overcoat. This time it works out. Instead, they go for the Bloodseeker. Mamangdaya make it away, but Bloodseeker has no place to go unless... Oh, that purge is not good enough. They actually take it off with a Lotus Orb.
He might die. He's gonna die to Doom.
No,
he's not going to make it.
Oh,
he does have buyback. He does have buyback. I'm crazy. By 9 gold.
That's huge. That's still a huge kill thanks to the Doom. That's big. I thought they saved him actually with Lotus Orb. Okay. Well, that worked out for Cignal. They're actually making a comeback this game.
Yeah. Okay, time to shake the Magic 8 Ball again here and see what we said. As a reminder, we were at a solid 100 for some time. Magic 8 Ball? Okay. 7%. Up from 0. A bat. No. A bat. No. Not like this. There's the duel completely alone here, losing the Aegis. Buys back on the Phoenix. Can only TP, though, to the tier 3 towers. And right now, after that, AG are just going to go ahead and back off. Okay. I mean, you know, you're feeling good here on Cignal, right? You just won 2 team fights in a row when you're down close to 30K, but you're still down 20K here. So, interesting decision to continue pushing like that.
Well, I mean, you gotta let them have a bit of confidence right now. They're kind of regaining the confidence that they lost earlier, so
yes.
it's not that big a deal. I think you can afford to make a couple mistakes as long as Spectre doesn't die. She went for Basher, which I love. Better way to fight the Bloodseeker, and next Satanic. Also for Bloodseeker, he's not going for the Basher. I don't know how much I love this. I think you kind of need it, or else the bot's gonna just run you down. It's getting to the lake point where the Spectre's just gonna win this by default at some point. So careful.
Maybe just a.
Oh, you know what? Actually, we didn't mention in the last fight, but I did want to say, Mamangdaya there actually used Refresher to refresh the Aeon this.
Yep, I noticed that. Yeah, smart move.
Very, very smart move. Yeah, because I was like, oh, is that a second Aeon disc? Did I mistake it? But I see now it's the Refresher. Very smart on Mamangdaya. He was dead otherwise, so yeah, well played.
I feel like a second Silver Edge might be really good too here, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you're right. I don't know how Bloodseeker 1v1s the Spectre.
Yep.
It's just a little bit too difficult for him.
Well, that's why they picked the Spectre, right? Like last time, the difficulty was the Glass Cannon Morphling. If you hadn't been such a Glass Cannon, it would have been easier.
Smoke on smoke. Time to switch over to buyback status here, actually. Being realistic about it. Only Bat Rider available. Venge 50 gold off. Doom 250, but he's the only one available as of this moment.
Oh, they're seeing each other. They just saw the Arc Lightning. That might actually be the reason why they initiate.
Yeah, DB out in front here, trying to break the gap. Is going to drop the Rupture onto Van. Spectral Haunt. She's going to be going for the Zeus at the very least, trying to pop this Aeon disc, but they might be able to jump her now, jumping in and out of this fight now as they have gotten the last one-on-one. The swap away to break it, though. Nicely done. UK likely to sacrifice himself as Jamesy. BKB now expiring, trying to run up to the hill, but Lim is going to be able to toss him down. Yule Scepter buys a little bit more time, but Doomed Up will be whelming. They find the kill onto UK as well in the pit as the Phoenix Sunray to save, as the Supernova actually as well with the Sunray finding the kill onto our LC. The stun not quite catching Lim, but he should be able to take down as he is 25, so he's got plenty of toss charges. Mamangdaya in some trouble, has the Refresher Orb for another Aeon Lotus Orb, which he will be able to get off, but he will be dying. Oh, the toss away, Firefighter Limb, but they know what they want. A Bat is here for the big kills, not for the support. Tiny, and they're going to actually, oh my god, look how fast this guy is. 940, the camera can barely keep up with him. Michael Schumacher over here in the red Ferrari, but he is going to eventually back off, I think. Just DB unwilling to actually stick around in these fights is actually a really big problem for AG.
Wow, incredible, honestly, Cignal. They're actually winning these team fights pretty well. Something that was quite major that I don't know if you saw, but they actually stuck Bloodseeker up in the high ground, and he couldn't move because he got stuck in this area over here with the trees. That's why he was forced to use Manta to try to get away, right? He used the Manta to try to get him in his
Was it
space.
a Flame Break?
I don't know if it was Flame Break or a mess up with the toss. I'm not really sure. One of the two. So, yeah, that was... I didn't quite catch him. I just saw him stuck. And big deal there, honestly. Really well played by Cignal. attempting to use that right now. That's why Bloodseeker couldn't hit for half the fight. But to be honest, right now I don't think it matters. Like, I think Cignal has the stronger carry. I don't think Bloodseeker can any longer fight the Spectre.
It's time. Magic 8 Ball. What do you say? There we go. Bigger swing here. I don't think that's. I don't think it's done adjusting itself quite yet here. LC alive again. Does have that break. We're nearing. I mean, that level 30 is gonna be the next big. Doom even actually having now level 25 talent. That Infernal Blade doing really great work, going for your favorite axe in the game here as well.
Bloodseeker and Doom Axe in one game, Richie. I could only ask for so much.
We'll see. We'll see.
I'm about to cry.
He is about to cry.
My favorite game of Dota ever.
I really think Bloodseeker should consider not building the Satanic here, and instead for Silver Edge.
Not Satanic.
Okay. Yeah, I think we both agree that Satanic is not the move here.
I mean, I don't disagree with the Silver Edge. I just think someone else in the team should be able to try it, for example.
Jamesy. Oh, the blink away just in time from Womi. Nice job there dispelling the dust. He should be able to escape. That. Yeah, no detection. Has a full Abyssal Blade here and completely out of mana.
He just hunted for that without a dust in mind. With the Legion Commander had Silver Edge for like a while now, right?
Yeah.
That was a bit of a mistake, maybe. Did Jamesy have Gem or something? No, they didn't.
No. Just a single dust. Only one dust. Speaking of Gem, they're going to buy one on Limb. And this is a big opening, actually. They cannot fight without Haunt. They really need Haunt in these fights. Abad, actually, his Haunts are all insane, to be quite honest with you. He is jumping around super effectively. He's always finding who's alone. In that last fight, it was the Zeus, was able to lock him down quite nicely in the pit, had some good follow-up from his teammates as well. The Batrider, like you said, someone sticking the Bloodseeker in an absolutely useless place. UK trying his best to save the LC, but even through a duel, they're not able to actually get anything done. Oh, goodness. And where's our 8-ball settled? Okay, 23%. It is continuing to rise. This is like looking at my portfolio in the morning. I don't know. I don't own stonks. I'm a Dota caster.
What does that mean?
You know,
like your stocks portfolio.
Yeah, like my portfolio.
Like they're rising.
I mean, no, you're not.
I don't know what you referred to. I mean, I wish I could play off that joke. I just have no clue what you meant. I'm sorry. It does feel like something else in the morning though that keeps rising. But Van, we're gonna see if he can reconnect in this game and bring the very necessary Doom to this game, because without him, they haven't really been able to stop the Legion Commander until they actually started concentrating both Van and Jamesy's efforts on him. Have you seen? Like both the Doom and the last one has been the reason why Legion Commander hasn't had a good game this time.
Yeah. We have a Witless Shaco here for someone to be using. I believe this is Cignal. Yeah, for Cignal. No one really wanting it, though. Taking a look at the tier 4s. Another Witless Shaco no one wanting to use at this moment in time. Also, Spider Legs no one wants to use here. Instead, Vengeful Spirit is keen to hold on to the, what is it, the Apple, the People's Gift. Spider Legs would be a nice pickup there. Or even, I don't know. Interesting decisions here. Interesting. But Doombringer Van here with the Minotaur Horn does very, very, very well with this.
Yeah, that's been really useful this game. Stopping, particularly because they seem to be rupturing the Doom a lot, which is the right choice, because there's really not other useful targets. And if you rupture the Doom, or if it's either Doom or Batrider, you stop those spells from coming out, of course. And he's been using that Minotaur Horn to just avoid the Blood Rite that follows up after the rupture, which is very smart. And then you still preserve the BKB for later if needed.
Yeah, DB's really fallen off this game, and it kind of feels like he's transitioned back to the DB. We generally see him play on the Lesh, right? I mean, he played excellently in the early game, and even in the mid game a little bit, but here it's fallen off a bit, as we will see AG smoking up now, trying to find something. Grims, though, popping the smokes. Nicely done. They're going to only get him, but not even, as he is going to be able to blink away into the other trees, dropping a grasp to cover his retreat.
All right. Well, that's it's just gonna be a slow game for now, as Cignal is trying to get the. I mean, Signal's not gonna initiate right now until they see that they have a really clear team fight to engage on, because they know that one team fight can lose in the game. And it's kind of on Army Genesis to initiate, because if this goes even later than this, it's gonna be impossible for them to win a team fight. So it's just gonna depend on how long they want to take this. Maybe they want to fight over the next Roshan is coming. It can respawn in around 40 seconds.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I think that'll be Roshan number 3 only this game, I reckon. DB continuing to farm here. Switch over to
Network.
Network.
Kind of useful for
a second.
I hope it. What is it better, Refresher Shard or?
He's got Flicker on DB for the movement speed.
I could spell.
Yeah.
The Dispel is really useful. Against Phoenix, against Bad Rider. Right. It's actually pretty
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
And even the Overgrowth, actually. Oh, no, you can't Dispel that. You can't blink. No.
Yeah, need a hard dispel for that one. Speaking of hard dispel, not a 25 here on Womi. I think that AoE press the attack would be very useful, as it will be a very, very long Rosh Avo. Nearly the longest.
AoE press the attack. Yeah, I think these days the 30 dual damage. Ever since they changed the dual damage, right? So that it actually gets much more. I don't understand the point of the other talent. Because it used to be 40 dual damage bonus, right? And you used to get a max, I think it was 20. So I was like, all right, that's a considerable difference, right? Now it's 30, and you already get 30. It's like, all right. I mean, yeah, it doubles it, which seems kind of nice, but considering how bad it was before, AoE press attack is so much better every single time.
We also got an Arcane Rune stored in a bottle here for Zeus. Keep that in mind. Might come in handy, throwing out Arc Lightnings even faster, especially with this plus 115 damage talent he's taking at level 25.
There's a smoke now. Ooh, smoke by Cignal. They're actually going to propose instead, seeing they can catch AG with their pants down.
They're gonna pop the question: do you want to lose? Do you want to
Yeah,
throw
they,
a 30k?
They got down to
with
one
lead?
knee. They took out their cigarette. And they smoked.
No, they will smoke. It's
Let's
gonna
see,
be an ambitious.
I mean,
it's ambitious. I like it though.
they're keeping their high ground for now, which is smart. Because, yeah, exactly. They don't want to.
James
They
is
go
baiting.
out to make sure that they have their triangle always safe. And if AG wants to invade this, they're gonna find themselves a nasty surprise. And AG should be invading them if they were hoping to choke down Cignal.
We might just have to wait here for Roche to respawn. But the problem is that's going to be. I mean, now we've been so long since the Spectre buyback, since all the buybacks really, nearly everyone's buyback is actually ready, save for our LCs, who I believe has bought a fresh 10-second BKB. That's going to be very fun for her to use on top of that Meteor. I'm sorry, on top of that Minotaur horn rather.
We also have Lincolns now on Jamesy, by the way, which is a good way to deal with the Rupture. Because I think now your best Rupture target has become pretty much Jamesy. Doom is no longer
They're gonna
viable. 'cause
cut
it's
him
too
off.
tanky.
Maybe they have vision here. Limb's trying to slowly. That nice Lotus Orb. Those are going to prevent at least the lasso from coming, and they're going to disengage there. Limb trying to de-ward was just the cutest little thing here. 3 agility on this guy. Yeah, right, buddy. That's not happening. The ward would probably sooner expire than Tiny actually clearing it with that attack speed. Again, 10 seconds still Roche. They're going to know. I think this is not quite the longest Roche, but they're going to know it's time to check it soon.
Yeah, and you have a lot of ways to check anyway. Because also at this point, the couriers are super buff, right? So you could just use couriers to check because the mobile wards that everyone uses them as. I wonder if AG is going to have the courage to go for this Roche, though. It comes with an Axe, which I think is better for them. Who do you give the Axe to? One Secret Double Ruptures. That's okay. Maybe you give it to the Tiny to get an extra cover. Or even the Venge Howl.
Yeah, I was gonna think for Venge, to be honest. I think it's really good. The LC, unfortunately, 180 dual damage ain't bad. Oh, DD rune. Oh no, for DB, this is going to be a pretty fast Roshan for them. I would say the Vengeful Spirit. I think the Haunt is really good, but it's been scouted here, Avo. They're gonna know.
They can fight this if they want to. Oh, there's a Thunder God's Wrath. You still have an Icarus dive ready.
Haunt.
Okay, Spectre just goes in with a Haunt. No
The
fear.
Abyssal reflected.
Yes, she can still fight this though, but she's been broken. She's just gonna wait out that break and then go in again.
Van's
There goes
insane.
Van. Doom the Zeus. This is perfect. This is perfect. The Zeus is out of commission here. Actually, last swim, forcing the on disc, but it's actually 2 people just chasing after Zeus. The bot is fighting in the backlines, and the Zeus seems to not be able to fight against these 2 fire-breathing men. Jamesy and Doom, they might lose their life, but in exchange for the enemy mid laner and a bot, just gonna take the Roshan while they create the diversion. Very smart here by Cignal. They conserve the Aegis, the cheese, and now the Axe as well.
Yeah, X synth onto Spectre. This is huge actually for them.
Yep.
They just completely isolated the team fight. I couldn't keep my camera following both fights there, but I think the LC was trying to stand their ground in the pit, but they find the perfect target, that is Zeus, and just completely shut him down there. Nothing he could do. Even if they reflected the Doom back on him, which they didn't, it still would have been a really, really big win for them. Spectre just jumping in, did not give a darn, just really getting in there.
Well, I think that was the right play, to be honest, by Cignal. The Barrier and Doom are kind of acknowledging their position as sacrificial pawns. You're playing a 4-protect-1, so
They're
this is your role, and you actually
smoking
even game...
this?
What?
They're smoking into this.
You give it Agon's Blessing, by the way, to a bot. This is not good. Well, this is scary for AG. He can now pretty much solo kill your Venge if he wants to. Just
They're
with
trying
single
to...
shots.
What? They just smoked to gank the bottom barracks? Excuse me, guys. You're against Aegis. what is going on?
Bottom
Romy?
Rex was never expecting this.
They're
Look at
never
this.
expecting it. There's going to be the not Spectral Haunt, just a Shadow Step instead onto UK. Down he goes. Now on over to Lim. They got some serious damage here onto him, but the Lotus Orb is going to give him a little bit of survivability. Trying to jump in. There's going to be the LC duel onto Eris. That's a big kill from him. The Overgrowth will try and turn it around as Cheese will be consumed. Meteor Hammer connecting onto Lim, so he can't actually help as the Rupture will be dropped now onto a Bat, I believe. He is going to be broken trying to run and does have plenty of HP to play around as Womi will be able to escape. DB in the meantime actually right-clicking down Grims as, oh, the dagger, not enough damage. Tiny standing in the way as Zeus now respawning, giving a little bit more damage here to a Bat. Womi, though, again, having the Shadow Step available to make sure he gets the dieback kill onto our LC. They do get a buyback out in return out from Eris, but another great fight, and I can't believe I've just actually seen AG smoke gank the bottom barracks.
Wait, Hangdaya, another Shadow Step. He wasn't expecting this at all. He used the Thunder God's Wrath, but it doesn't really matter. It's completely wasted, and even with a Blood Red, Hangdaya cannot survive the Spectre onslaught. Goodbye. He goes down a second time. He has no buyback this time, and DB is completely useless now.
This is... What are we watching?
We're watching SCA Dota, Richie. We're watching SCA Dota. The true essence, distilled. You actually got chaos. If you got, you know how entropy in the universe is constantly increasing, right?
That's true.
It only is actually increasing in this specific region. Or chaos reigns forever.
Or chaos reigns. I mean, my goodness, what a game. Switching over to net worth just real quick. Spectre now taking a massive lead, 3K over DB, who is going to be, well, now joined
Does
by
not even care
the likes of his Vengeful Spirit. But yeah, this is going to be really hard to defend this. They can't get Megas here. They do have a repair kit as well. Shadow Step is ready.
Careful.
Just going to go for mid instead. They go, whatever. That's got a cooldown now. A Bat does not want to sit through this. Well, he's going to get silenced no matter what, but they got plenty of heals for him.
Yeah, the Sunray. This is the game where Holy Locker would have been useful, but this Phoenix actually supports Agon's Veil working for the team. Abad takes this, nice, and I think it's time for the Melarax to fall as well. Can you even defend this as AG? I guess you're waiting for Zeus to come back.
You need Zeus, you need Elsie, you need a break. That's the only way you can actually reasonably kill the Spectre. And even then, she has an Aegis.
Yep.
It's only 2 lanes of barracks. It's only 2 lanes of barracks. I think this is not the end of the world. Again, even with the Spectre, they don't actually really push that fast. As you can see, I mean, it's 54 minutes in. They're kind of struggling here, right? Doom with 2 base attack time is not really exactly chunking these towers. But they will get 2 tier 3s before they back off. I mean, a really underwhelming push, but that's Spectre for you.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't really matter. You're slow, steady, and you win the race. Well, that Thunder God's Wrath, Spectre feels tickled. But who is tickling me? The Spectre, as they all chase after him, realizing he can just go back against LYM. He has 1 more minute for that Aegis, so this is actually a nice time to fight. You have Haunt in 12 seconds. Supernova is available. You can fight this. You currently control the high ground.
Shadow Step to UK.
To go for UK. Phantom Dagger to go up to the high ground. There we go. But they actually hexed him. The duel from behind, stopping the duel, but the lasso helping him out. UK is already done for. And the Supernova is finally completed with the Overgrowth. Immediately spelled by the Bloodseeker. The egg is going to get scrambled. About to finish. No. DB gets rid of the Phoenix. But at the same time as they doom him, and the Spectre made minced meat out of the Vengeful Spirit, the Tiny, and the Legion.
Oh no. Oh no, no buybacks either on these 2.
That is not good. The Bloodseeker, I mean, he had to start a Supernova, but because of that, he kind of wasted all his time at teamfight just destroying the egg, right? Which kind of is to Cignal's benefit in that case.
Wait, they lost a tower? What tower did they lose? What tower did Radiant lose at this point in the game?
The
Bottom?
Radiant took a tower. Must have been bot.
Must have been bot, yeah, creeps.
Okay, let's see. We have Shadow Step available again, so, you know, careful Zeus, because he's going for you every single time. This time for Bloodseeker, apparently. DB. Oh, the nice stomp! And DB with the Abyssal Blade, they make sure to pull him back as well. He's to get away. That was a very good force. Is that going to be enough, though? Is that going to be enough as the Flicker stops the Infernal Blade from taking him down? Abad doesn't have the HP anymore, but here comes the lasso to bring back DB. Another Flicker. This time it's not going to save him. But he does have 100. He does have a buyback, sorry, which he can use if he wants to.
And I mean, again, the push is so slow, so they're just actually going to leave without the Phoenix, without that Supernova save. I say that, though, but Van, considering to go back in, real quick, shake our Magic 8 Ball real quick. 100% win rate here was guaranteed for AG, according to this. Now longer, as there's going to be now, I think, another Shadow Step in, as they will actually get a nice toss. A Bat actually completely alone here. We will buy back on a DB in some serious trouble. No longer has the Aegis, does get the Abyssal Blade off, and is chewing through this tiny, but now DB in some trouble trying to man fight here versus Van. A Bat, though, keeping his space, is going to get stunned up by once, and there's going to be the duel. Winner, chicken dinner for Womi, who has gone for the press of the attack AoE talent at 25, but he's up to 240 dual damage regardless. They still have not actually taken the bottom melee racks either. With that Spectre kill, it certainly shifts things up a little bit, but a 15k net worth lead here currently for Cignal Ultra. And real quick, checking that Magic 8 Ball. Oh my goodness, look at this. We've actually gone right back up 68% as Grims is going to get caught.
Leave the 8 Ball. The 8 Ball doesn't matter. It's been wrong the whole time. We are checking a wonderful game, which is literally could be anybody's, but it seems like it's going for Cignal now more.
You know, this is the SEA people's game, isn't it, at this point?
I told you, this is pure SEA Dota distilled. You know, if you had a perfume called the SEA, it would be this game. Or it would smell like this game.
We're gonna get tier 5s.
Yeah, we are. Oh, wait, not if
Big
the Bloodseeker
duel.
dies like this. This duel of death together with a Spectre.
He's gonna die back.
No.
They're just
What
gonna leave
happens when you get a Bat, a Ghost, and a Demon to gank you?
Oh no, Womi, they're gonna
Die.
cancel the blink with the flame break. He's got press the attack. He should be fine.
It doesn't matter though. Bloodseeker is down for 2 minutes, man. What do you do without him?
I think this is GG.
I think this might be.
What was DB doing there?
Oh my god.
What are you farming, buddy? An Abyssal?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I mean, regardless of what you were farming, it doesn't justify farming unsafely here. Yeah, Zeus. Annoy the Spectre more because she'll Shadow Step in your face, dude.
Sure
You're
really
actually
will.
pressing your luck right now.
James is doing a good job of pushing the wave here. As AG, they find themselves in a very precarious situation. Among Dia doing pretty decent damage. Still has the Aeon Disc, but no longer has a bottom lane of barracks. So those will be finished off now by a Bat. The step forward by Van underneath the tier 2. Nice Shadow Step forward, but UK preempting that with the swap. Oh, but the lasso onto the LC. Does have buyback here and absolutely needs to do it. Getting eaten alive, but it's a 3 versus 5 here.
Among Daya, he has to defend us alone. What can he do? I mean, with the Legion, sorry. Not alone. Already discounting the poor Wolmy.
Level 30.
Can they deal
on
enough
LC.
damage? I don't think even if Zeus used all of his spells,
They're going to back up.
right? Like, I don't think you even tickle the Spectre even if you use
They
all of your
fortify?
spells.
Dire's top tower
Do you have them? Do they
No, the
Oh, they do,
Radiant
they do.
Fortify. Okay.
well, they do have fortification. Yeah.
All right, there's the tower.
But I guess you reserve fortification for tier 4. You can lose mega to this rate, but you gotta just survive at this point, Jamesy. Oh no, Mamang there's no way on this time.
They have a
And the
toss,
God's Wrath
though.
all you want. They
No,
stunned him
the
for too long.
force.
Mamang is gonna fall. Tiny might follow through as well. That's 2 down. Supernova kind of unnecessary, but they secure those kills.
It
It's
looks
only Legion
cool.
Commander and Zeus versus the world now.
It looks cool. That's what it is for.
top barracks are under attack.
And that's going to be Megas now.
Celebration Supernova, I guess. I mean,
Deep-
Bloodseeker's back in 10 seconds. This is your one
Oh,
chance.
not yet. They
Now
they
it's
skipped the
Megas.
range. Now it's Megas.
Dire's middle barracks
It's going to be 30 seconds till Roche is up. That's going to be now fully loaded Roche as we hit the 60-minute mark. Let's look for some of these tier 5s. Why don't we here? Just to really turn the tides. I mean, this has been a net worth swing of 60,000, by the way. As we now hit 30k in favor of Cignal Ultra. The last 30 minutes, 1k a minute is generally what we like to quote here as being quite a stomp. But how about 1k a minute for 30 minutes? 2k a minute, actually, for 30 minutes. Roche is going to be scouted. AG have absolutely no buybacks left in the bank. They're running on fumes at this point. The Spectre is just so strong. Really just haunting in at her very will and collecting the souls and doing with them as she pleases.
Yeah, dude. The Spectre is gonna... a Spectre against the Zeus. Like, what wins? The literal god of thunder and king of the Olympus? Or a ghost?
Our Magic 8 Ball is now switching over to the other side, just like that kid that says, no, I changed teams. No, no.
You're enjoying this Dota Plus graph too much.
Radiant's
Great.
has been killed.
Dota is great.
Trident
They got all the
recipe?
tier 5s now. What did they get?
Is
That's
that useful this game?
Mirror Shield. Seer Stone. Oh, Stygian Desolator, I can imagine. Oh, they actually... Oh, Fallen Sky. Grim's got Fallen Sky.
Amazing.
That is really
Fallen
good.
Sky's so good. Used to be a recipe, now it's the full item. Seer Stone's great. Desolator 2 as well for Spectre. Why not more damage and Mirror Shield on the Doom? They have such fantastic items right now.
And meanwhile, they got Trident on the Dire side. It's like,
Yeah,
come on, Ice Strike.
Trident
Seriously.
recipe is one of their 2 drops. Seer Stone's great for the Zeus, but Roche is going to be going down here.
The Roshan.
Aegis Cheese. Do we even have anyone left without an eggs? Yeah,
I love this double medium handle.
we do.
Yeah,
but
the
not-
Treant.
Treant? Yeah, why not at this point?
I think it's him, right? Because
Shadow
Shadow
Step.
has Lasso.
Bottom?
In fact, in the bottom
Oh.
lane, they're going to catch Legion Commander.
Homie, what are you doing? Why are you pushing like that?
I don't know.
What do you,
I
like...
don't know. Well, we said in the beginning, or SeekNStrike, we know that AG struggles with in late game with decision making, so we're starting to see what this means, right?
But why? You know there's a spec. Like, you've died so many times to that already, and now it's a lopsided fight, a 6v4. I think we still have 2 cheeses available. Train Protector is actually holding out the Refresher Shard for now because we have a full-fledged Refresher Orb on our Doombringer. Oh no, Avo, this is going to be ugly. But I think Cignal, they're enjoying every single second of this. I counted them out. I'm not going to lie. I counted them out. Serves me for believing in the AI.
Yes, exactly. You showed enough.
Suck it,
They're always
Elon
wrong.
Musk.
Let's see. No, Elon Musk is against it too. Come on. Initiation.
Oh, into the fountain. This is
what?
bad.
Spectre in the fountain. The new hero from Army Geniuses is actually beating a bot. This is the solution. They have to toss him in the fountain,
DB's
but they
dead.
took DB as well,
That's not gonna
though.
matter.
It's too late. You might have killed a
GG.
bot, but at the expense of your whole team, it's not worthwhile. Cignal wins this. Seriously, they canceled you with a team fight. Yeah, you tossed the bot. Congratulations. We didn't need to do anything. His illusions and his team won this game. You know, kind of an anticlimactic way. Cignal just runs you down and comes back from whatever this was.
Ridiculous game. That, the comeback of the eons right there, of the millennium. Seriously, how do you let Cignal back into that game? If
All
you're
I can
AG?
say is that game was entertaining, right? Like, you know, if we actually were to analyze this game and point out the mistakes each team made, I think we could be here for 6 years, right?
Yeah, you have to, read my blog for that one, I guess.
Exactly. Go to @SeekNStrike Dota on Twitter. You'll
Right.
see his blog post, his tweet longer about this
there we
game.
go, there we go.
No, but in all honesty, at least it was entertaining. Sometimes, it's not always great to watch the pitch perfect Dota that some of the top tier teams pull off, right? Sometimes this clowny, insane, chaotic Dota is also really wonderful to watch. And I think Cignal did play a really good game after minute 40 for some reason.
After minute 30, I would
Minute
say.
30, yeah, exactly. And then they started playing, right? They actually they turned on their monitors, as we say in Spanish, and they kind of started playing.
You just
properly.
look at this ridiculous, a 60K net worth swing. Not even, actually. You're right. It was like 23 minutes of that last 23 minutes of the game. Very well played to Cignal. I mean, hey, if anything, that shows heart, right, and resolve. Because I think a lot of teams that are playing in this tournament would have GG'd out when at that.
Yeah, for sure. They've never GG'd out. That's one thing that Army Geniuses should definitely take pride in. They've always fought to the last moment, no matter how bad the game looked. This one did not look that bad, but the other games they've played, they were kind of stomped sometimes, and they still played till the end, which is something really commendable for this team. However, though, I do believe that with this loss, they might be... Actually, no, they're not. But they are close to being mathematically out, because they're competing with Neon Esports and 496 to see who can do worst here. And Neon Esports and 496 have both played much less games than Army Geniuses, right?
Yeah,
So,
indeed.
we'll
But, I mean, how do you even break down a game like that? It's so difficult, but we've done it so succinctly for you. AI is wrong. Terminator was wrong. Elon Musk was wrong. For now,
Yeah,
we'll be going to a short break. You guys are watching the Monster Energy Dota Summit 13 online. We'll see you can strike on Avo Plus. Next up is Team Stars versus Adroit Esports. That draft will be live here in just a bit. We'll see you then.